Pat, you're kind of red.
Good. Good. I wanted to get a little color, you know. That's a good bass. That's a good bass. You got to do these things in stages.
Welcome to Black Irish Podcast. Hey there, and welcome to an all-new episode of Black Irish Podcast with myself, Brendan McCorkle, and Mike. Welcome to the COVY Club, Crawford. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? The COVY Club?
Did you have COVID?
Oh, I thought you said Kobe. Oh, yeah. That shit sucks.
Yes, you did?
Yeah,
I wasn't even
yeah.
sure. I never really confirmed. I just assumed.
Oh, yeah, man. That shit was trash, too.
It was?
Yeah.
How do you think you got it? Were you licking toilet seats again?
No. It's people you be around, man. I got it from somebody. Fuck that.
Oh,
That shit
man.
is stupid.
What are the side effects you got?
What you mean? Oh, I
What?
just had... Reason why I thought, because I had cold sweats and then headaches and shit, so that's why I thought I had it. But it was also, I was going to get tested anyway, because the fucker told me they got tested positive, so...
So did you lose your sense of smell or anything?
No, I ain't. It wasn't all that crazy for me.
Oh,
I don't know. I can't
wondering if
live
you
through
was
everybody else's experience. No, I only had those two symptoms. It wasn't that bad. But this sweat and shit has to be over.
yeah. Man, too bad you didn't get the no smelling thing. Could start
Why
eating
would you
ass
know?
again.
I ain't trying to be eating no ass.
Well, yeah,
No,
because
I
it
couldn't
stinks,
smell.
but then,
I
if you can't
people
smell
who
it,
clean themselves.
you can
No,
get
people who clean themselves don't stink, bro.
whatever. Oh,
Excuse me.
I think I may have it now.
Really?
Yeah. I went to the store literally 2 hours before we're recording this. And somebody pretty aggressively might have given me COVID. So good thing I'm recording right now.
Yeah.
So before I tell this story, let me just say, how do you want me to tell it? Do you want me to do my impression of them and never say what kind of person it is, who it is? Or should I describe the person and then you put whatever voice in your head you want to? We're in dangerous waters here, Mike, and I need your guidance.
No, describe it. No. Just do it without describing the person. It might be funnier that way.
All right, but I don't want to get in trouble.
In trouble.
Yeah. Well, I don't want people to take offense. But I guess if I never say who it is.
Hey, look, man, we offend people every week on this show. It wouldn't be the first time
All
or
right,
the
cool.
last.
Well, here it goes with hopefully the intent of just being funny and it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings.
And we're men, so we offend women every day just by being men, bro.
I watch Down Under. I'm trying to not be gross. Well, here's the thing. So I'm at the store, and if you look at me longer than a glimpse, there's a good chance I'm going to address you. That's just the kind of person I am, whether it's a greeting or, just a, hey, how's it going? Or whatever. Hey, what's going on? Why are you staring at me? It turns out, crazy people stare a lot. So I usually interact with a lot of people. So this is my everyday life. It's not weird for me personally, but this is the kind of shenanigans that happen to me on a regular basis. So Ralph's, our local supermarket, is pretty busy, but I'm in line, and there's two people ahead of me, and this one dude has 6 things, and he goes and kind of is standing there for a couple minutes and goes gets out of line. Almost looks like he's going to like getting another line to look to see if there's a shorter one. Like there's got to be one moving faster. So I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird. But then he also kind of drifted off. So I'm like, oh, maybe he forgot. I don't know what he's doing. Never mind. So then I just kind of left the space open in case he came back. He didn't right away. We move up, and then he comes back. And I was like, oh, like, hey, if you want to jump back in, you were just here. Like, no big deal. You were gone for 2 minutes. He's like, all right, man. So he, like, gets next to me, older dude, and he's just like, yeah, my girl's like, said she wanted sushi. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, that shit's expensive, $18. I had pussy cheaper than that, motherfucker. And I was like, wow, this is our first interaction, and this is how you're talking to me. I'm like, okay, buddy, cool.
Yo, but usually if someone random talk to you, it's usually something of that nature or something. Like,
but I was like, I made enough room. Like, I moved my cart to the side because I didn't want to back up. Then I was going to block the through traffic because there was also somebody behind me that was, like, standing in the freezer section waiting to go next.
The benefit of always wearing a mask, but go ahead.
I wasn't wearing a mask. Neither was this
person.
person.
I know you don't. I'm sure they
So I just kind of like moved to the side and back as far as I could. So he could definitely have squeezed his cart in there, and then like he would have been standing right at the nose of my cart. But he chose to buddy right up next to me and like bump carts. And I'm like, okay. So we're close. And that's how he greets me. And I'm like, all right. I was like, cool, man. You know, he's like, I was like, yeah, but, you know, sushi here is actually pretty good. You know, I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I gotta interact with him just so he kind of doesn't dominate the conversation how he wants, you know, like I just got to play around with it. Like, and I'm friendly. I don't mind talking to these crazy fucks. So I'm like, whatever. So I'm like, yeah. And then he like looks at me sideways and I'm like, what? Like, it's pretty good. And he was like, man, you don't know. And I was like, no, I know. I was like, I mean, for as cheap as it is, I was like, he's like, $18, man. Pussy cheaper than that. Oh, and I'll eat that motherfucker. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, now I'm like, the girl behind me is maybe in her early 20s, and he's getting louder to the point where it's like it wasn't quiet just us anymore. It was like anybody within a 5-foot radius was hearing this.
That's just some disgusting pussy. Just so everyone knows, that's absolutely disgusting pussy for cheaper than $18. But
I thought so too. But I was like, you know what? I get it. You know, drugs are 10, pussy 15. That's, you know, it's about right. You know, sex is just a little bit better than drugs.
There you go. I guess.
Unless you have good drugs or bad sex. I don't know. Anyway, so then I'm like, okay. And mind you, it's like I got this poor young lady behind us, but thank goodness she's got to keep the distance of an extra, you know, cart for through traffic. So there's a slight buffer for this poor young gal. And the person that's actually on the belt is loaded down, not just with like 20 of the same thing, like 2 of 20 things. So it's not just like bam, 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 bam. It's like they have to keep readjusting, and some of it's heavy, and I'm like, oh goodness gracious. So this is taking like 5 minutes. This guy is just kind of like, every time I think he's cooling out, he wants to start back up and, you know, see if he can make me uncomfortable. And you know me, I'm just kind of like, what are you gonna do? We're standing in routes. Like, you're just gonna talk to me weird and aggressive? I don't give a shit. I got a story to tell later. Fucking give it on. You know, at this point, I'm like, I'm talking about you, brother. So say whatever you want. And he's like, I'm from Memphis. Oh, so here's the thing. Oh, so then here's what he does. He's got his 2 things of sushi, and he's got to get that. That's what his old lady wants. He's got to get that. He's also got a gallon of milk. He's got a loaf of bread, and he's got a dozen and a half eggs, 18 eggs, which is expensive. It's like $6. So he's like, and then he's got 2 things of ribs, like barbecue pre-made ribs that you just pick up from the deli section on the bottom rack. He's like, we're just gonna push those through. You know, and he's like, like bumping me. Now he's fist bumping me and elbowing me. And I'm like, all right. So I'm fist bumping him to like to control the physical contact. Like I'll keep it to a fist bump at this point. You know what I mean? Like I can Purell a fist bump, no problem. So I'm like, all right, yeah, and I'm like, fuck, if you want to steal it, you just said it loud enough to where if they want to stop you, they will. But if they want to fucking ignore you, they will, which they probably will, and did. So I'm like, so now he thinks we're buddies, and then he's like, yeah, from Memphis. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, yeah, you know, and then I said something, and he like kind of looked at me like, oh, you know what I'm talking about? And I was just like, yeah. He's like, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Palmdale, you know, not too far from here. He's like, all right, Memphis, Tennessee. And then he shows me that he's missing his 2 front teeth. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know what that added to the conversation, or if that was like the Tennessee passport stamp is your 2 front teeth are gone. No, not shitting on Tennessee, but that's what he was trying to tell me is that's how you know I'm telling the truth that I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm like, all right, well, pretty sure JT has all his teeth, and I think he's from Memphis. So, you know, I don't know.
Who?
Justin Timberlake, isn't he from Memphis?
Justin Timberlake definitely ain't from Memphis.
What? Where's he from?
Justin Timberlake might be from like Minnesota or some damn way.
I think I always see him at Memphis when Memphis does well in the NCAA tournament. So then this guy's still right next to me, Michael. So I'm like, what am I gonna do with this cat? So then I was just like, all right, I gotta get this guy to go, because now there's about half the space on the belt. So I'm like, all right, now that's enough room to get this guy the fuck out of my way. You go in front and let me make sure he doesn't come back. So I said something. I was like, all right, dude, go get your thing. Like, go get your girl your sushi. He's like, yeah. You know, that pussy motherfucker. And he goes and he puts his fist like he's going to talk into a microphone. So I go to put, like, I think he's on his way to a fist bump. So I go to lean across and give him my last fist bump. And he spits as a sign of, respect in the streets or some shit. And it goes across his knuckles onto my hand, up my arm. And I got to pretend like it didn't hit me so the girl behind me doesn't freak the fuck out. And I still got to put my groceries on the belt. And I'm like, this dude, like, I pounded him out, and I'm like, okay, cool. And just kind of put my arm to the side, like, all right, let me just not make this weird for the people that got to work here. I don't want to cause a scene because this could go bad real quick. So I'm like, let me just Purell this as soon as I get out of here.
Let me tell you this first. And
then he walked away with the ribs.
You're a super nice guy. Because it was me. It would have been an old dude with a whoop in there. Spit? See, Mama gives me a pass to whoop anybody ass for spit.
I know, but it was a miss. And had it not been and it was supposed to be a respect thing. So I was pretty internally pissed, but I was like, I'm not going to make a big deal out of this.
You're a nice guy, Brendo. And he is from Memphis, Tennessee, I think. So that's the second thing I wanted to say.
Oh, yeah, and he smelled like cigarettes real good. And the hand he was fist bumping me with, he was clutching a lighter that he wouldn't let go.
I probably would have never fist bumped him in the first place. So then
I thought I was getting him away from, because he started getting close and like rubbing shoulders. And I'm like, I don't want this dude rubbing on me. But like the way I'm going to get him away from me is going to be aggressive. And then I'm going to push him into the chips. And then it's going to be on. And I don't want to do that to all these people.
Yeah, you probably got that Vetti though. But I wish you luck.
Yeah.
No, I would have tapped his chin though, right in the middle of the grocery store.
No, I know.
And checked out my groceries and walked out the door.
Yeah, I don't think they would have let you check out after that one, Michael.
What do you mean? Somebody just spit on me. You can call the police all you want. I'm gonna tell the police exactly why I knocked him the fuck up. He spit on me.
But I don't think they're just gonna casually let you whip out your coupons.
Why not? What they gonna do? Why would they stop me?
Here's my rewards number. Good.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go.
I know that it's self-defense. I'm just saying. I think that they would be like, why don't you just put your groceries to the side, sir, until the cops get here?
I'm like, bro, I ain't in no rush. Take your time ringing me up. I ain't going nowhere. And if he get up, I'm gonna knock him back out. So if he gets
Yeah,
up,
like,
you
and you
want to see
don't
me
have
do it
milk
again.
products, so you don't have ice cream or milk, so you don't have to worry about getting stuff home that's gonna melt. You're good.
And the
You're
conversation with the
you're like,
cops is gonna go
I'm
real
gonna pay
quick. I'm
for
gonna
my
say, he
cereal
saw
and
me.
eat it while I'm waiting for the cops because I don't need milk, brother.
I don't need milk. No, I can't. I can't pay for my cereal and eat it because I got this dude's nasty ass spit on my hand. So can't stick my hand in my
Yeah, it
damn
was
box of
super
cereal.
weird. But the good news is, like, where you get your carts, they have like Purell like wipes. So I got a few of those and like wiped my whole everything down.
But they might also still lock him up because spitting on someone right now is like
It's assault,
attempted
brother.
murder. You know what I mean? Like, bro, it's COVID out here, and you ain't got no two front teeth. So like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You gotta chill,
Yeah,
bro.
he wasn't picking up Colgate today.
For what? For what?
Oh man. But you know what I didn't we went traveling. We went to Georgia and we did not get COVID, thank goodness. Uh
Stay away from the COVID,
it
man.
was pretty rad. It was pretty rad. We flew out on Tuesday and got home on a Sunday. We went to one of my wife's best friends moved out there like a decade ago, almost like 9 years, I want to say. And they were friends from middle school, which for us means like eighth grade. And so, anyway, she's got 3 kids and is married, and we have 2 kids. And I have not met her kids yet, or I met her oldest once in passing, basically, and haven't seen her younger two, and she's never met our youngest. So it was like we were supposed to have our 20th reunion this year, and she was supposed to come out. That fell through because everybody we went to school with sucks. So
Our
it
20th
was like,
reunion. We're old as fuck. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, so it was like, she was like, oh, instead of us going out there, why don't you guys just come here? And like, I'll make all the arrangements. You won't have to pay for a hotel, and we'll just figure the rest out. So we're like, yeah, yes, let's do that. It's like everybody's birthday. It's a good time. School's out. Like, let's do it. Let's go. So we went. The kids were amazing. I know everybody dreads kids travel and stuff, but I don't know. Our kids were just rad. Like, there was no issues like going there. And we had to transfer planes in Vegas. So we're leaving out of LA, Burbank, not LAX, Burbank,
Burbank.
Mike. And we went to we went to Vegas, but our plane there departed late. So instead of having a nice like 20-30 minute buffer, it was like we had to, you know, quick pace walk from one plane to another and walked pretty much right on board. And then we had a 90-minute, hour and a half layover in Houston or somewhere in Texas. I don't care. We didn't get off the plane for 90 minutes. And then we landed in Jacksonville at like, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock ish, something like that. So then, yeah, we waited for our car, got a car, rental car. We went, stopped for some food, and then
Booty.
got on in. But I will say, my son just turned 9 this week, my oldest son.
Happy birthday, Mick.
And my youngest son is turning 4 in a week and a half. So
Come on, man.
they're at the age where travel is whatever. It's can be tough, but these guys are awesome. What I don't understand and what we've never done is travel with our kids on leashes. And I know that that's a thing that some people do. And I'm just here to say that I don't care if you think I'm a dick for saying this. That's just, you need to be a better parent. So your kids listen. Like, if you need to hold on to them like an animal, you either shouldn't travel or be a better parent. I'm sorry. That's the way
Yo,
I
you
feel.
saw somebody with a kid on a leash?
That's how it goes.
Uh-huh. Did you see someone with a kid on a leash?
No, but I've seen it way, way, way too much.
Way too many times. I
Way
agree
too
with you,
many
man.
times. Like, it was like, oh no, it looks like a backpack. I'm like, yeah, okay. That's still a human on a leash. Like, come on, bro.
Yo,
What are
but you
we
might
doing
want to
here?
keep your kid on the leash if R. Kelly was still out. Good thing is he got
Ooh.
30 years today.
Did he?
Yeah, they finally sentenced R. Kelly, bro.
Good.
Sex tapes that were out in 2002. My man go to jail 2023. But at least they gave him 30 years.
And
So
then he's
never
calling
given
Bill
him.
Cosby's lawyer to get that pen out of your hand. I know you're having your clicky anxiety. So Georgia, what happened in Georgia, Mike? I'll tell you what happened. Thanks for asking. So we got in. So Tuesday was a
Yo,
travel day.
you had just started the
I
Georgia story.
know. I'm fucking off, Mike.
Telling about kids on leashes at
I
the
know.
airport.
I didn't know.
Atlanta's a big airport,
All
so
right.
I'm sure
What do you
might
want to
have
talk
saw a
about?
kid on
Airports?
the leash.
Which airport's your favorite? Tell me.
I don't want to talk about airports. I want to talk about what the hell happened in Georgia since I was supposed to be there, but I couldn't because as we started the show, I joined the fucking COVY Club.
Yeah, we missed you, but we understand. Trying to hang out with you is like trying to tackle Bo Jackson.
Don't worry, that's going to change here in the future
All right.
because I'm about to hit the lotto. Then I'll be able to do what I want.
We'll try and work it out for the draft.
For what draft?
For Dax Dingleberry's resurgence from the toilet.
Yo, I gotta. Did we say how long I have to keep my name there?
Yeah, all season.
The season's over.
No. This upcoming season, this is your name. So if you win this season, the trophy will say Dax Dingleberry. So that's the whole point.
No, I thought that was for last season.
Oh, I don't think that I like that. Somebody's going to have to run back the tape. The problem is I'm the one that's going to do it, so I'm just going to deny it anyway. So let's not waste my time. And I just want to be honest with you. I'm going to lie to you if you make me say I'm going to do it.
I'm definitely gonna go run back the tape because I have to go find out. Because we played fairly early in the season, and
good. You
definitely
give us another play on YouTube. We have some random plays on YouTube. It's like sometimes it's up, sometimes down. Like I don't know if people like it that way or not, but we're doing. So check us out on YouTube if you feel like it. It's out there.
Yeah. Hey, but look, what am I about to say?
If you want to see my awesome shirt.
Yeah, I need to go back and find that because I could have swore we played early enough in the season that it's supposed to be the rest of the season. And if I won that season, I'll
blindly go all in on that one and say we can do it. And if we play week 1, then that's what we should do. That's what we should do. We should have every time we play each other because we're going to be in the same league forever. So hear me out here. Excuse me. And excuse him. So, hear me out.
Excuse me.
Every time we play, it's for a name change.
They'll get corny after a while.
No, you could always be Dax Dingleberries. That could just always be my go-to if I feel like it. Or if I come up with something better and I want to change it, as long as it's my team name, until you beat me, I could change it to whatever I want. That's what makes it juicy.
I can't beat you. I think I've beat you in fantasy before, but I'm gonna kick your ass.
But that's what I'm saying is, so if you beat me in week 1,
is starting to piss me off.
If you beat me in week 1 and then we play again in week 12, you have control of my name till week 12, and then if you win again, you have my name until if I don't make the playoffs. Let's say never gonna happen.
In a perfect world, and then I would beat you in week 5. That way I don't have to play you again, and your name is just like that for the rest of the season.
See, chicken shit. I want to play the best. I want to beat the best.
You're not the best, but you are the champion.
I can't play myself. That part's tough. But other than that,
I'm gonna kick your ass. This shit is so badly. Ooh, I can't wait.
So Tuesday was travel day, Mike. Thanks for asking again.
Oh yeah. It was fun because you said the kids did a great job.
They did do a great job. So then Wednesday was pool day. We got up. Our friend was kind enough to have like our stuff, kind of our standards stocked in the house we were staying at. So we had breakfast by ourselves. Then we went over to this by the way, these people live on an island in Georgia. It's very secluded. It's very
AKA they got money.
No, it's one of those things where um,
What do you
the
mean? No, they
land
live
is
on an
owned by
island,
a
bro.
land trust or the state, and they don't like. There's no chains on the island except for Chick-fil-A. Which you're
Chick-fil-A is
picking? Are you
everywhere.
picking that up right now? And
No,
there's a
picking
couple
up
of
my
stores
water.
or something like that, but they try and keep it out. And it's like you can't build on land unless you get it approved by the state and the land trust. And there's like it's a whole big thing. So it's pretty much stays the way it is. So they live on that type of island. So we have to go travel to different islands to go to different places. So we drive to a different island that's 20 minutes away or something like that, 30. And they have a pool that you go to. You pay however much to get in, $6 to get in, and it's like they have a large pool.
$6 to get to the pool.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was kind of half worth it because it's split into two sections, and one section's a big long pool that just gets deeper and deeper, and the other one's like a kid's section that has like a mini splash zone thing on it. But it's fairly, it's enough for like 30 kids to be in there, and that's enough. So it was like a mini water park thing for the littles. So that part was cool. That was a nice little introduction to the weather, get us acclimated because it was we were at a pool, so it was like, okay, get used to the mild humidity. It wasn't that bad. And, it's going to be between like 90 and 100. And it's like, okay. So, we just got used to the weather, but it was by the pool. So that was easy peasy. And then
Gotcha.
we went on a dolphin cruise at night, which wasn't much of anything. We saw the sunset on a boat. That's how the dolphin cruise was.
The dolphin.
Hopefully that was for the kids because hopefully they had a good time. It was just one of those things where the captain's like, I don't know, the water's real choppy and they were here earlier, but we're not going to see anything right now. And we're like, okay, how hour and a half. Okay. 90. Okay. All right, let's roll through this. But luckily the company was great. Otherwise it was a sunset cruise. You know what I mean? Dolphinless tuna. And then we went to a water park on Thursday. Mike, a water park. Do you go to water parks? You look like a water park guy. You don't like all that pee water?
No, I go to the amusement park. I don't really go to the water park.
I know, we got to go to Six Flags, brother.
Yeah, Six Flags I do go to. But I've been to the water park before. But if you got kids, so you're supposed to go to a place like the water park.
Yeah, so we did that. We did an adult dinner, and then we went fishing on Friday. And
you said you had an adult dinner.
Guess what the kids caught? Yeah, we just went out. The 4 adults went out to dinner, no kids, which is rare for us. Then we went fishing. We went bottom bumping on a boat. And guess what the kids caught, Mike?
A little goldfish.
Stingrays.
Oh, what the fuck? You would have never caught those. You'd have started pulling it in and I'd have made your ass drop it.
So unfortunately, you weren't there for stingray fishing with the kids. And also, guess what we caught 2 of?
What?
2 hammerhead sharks.
Where the hell were you fishing at?
And the kids were holding them in the boat. We got pictures with the kids holding them. Not our kids, but some of the other kids that were with us.
Bro,
one of the kids was like, can we squeeze our eyeballs out? And we're like, even the adults were like, whoa, hang on. What is happening here?
Like, y'all were really in this.
Yeah, they said, they're like, we have every kind of shark you can think of, basically. They're like, we have 80% of the different kinds of sharks we have. For a reason.
I wasn't supposed to be there.
Okay, but listen, we went fishing in the morning, so you probably wouldn't have been there yet. And then everybody kind of went and chilled, recharged, however they did, and then everybody came over to the house we were staying at for a dinner party. So, everybody came over. The kids, my 8-year-old at the time was hanging out with another kid who was about his age, and they're both the only two boys that were of that age. Everybody else was either girls, little girls, or, you know, significantly younger. So as soon as they were like, oh man, same age, wrestling, they were wrestling for like 20, 30 minutes right in a row. And then all of a sudden, I just hear like my kid, and I'm like, "Uh-oh, what just happened?" I go in there, and he's got like, I walk in there, he's like, "It was an accident," which normally he would never admit that it was an accident, which means he wanted to keep playing. And then he moves his hand, and he got front kicked by this other kid.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
So he's got a busted lip, and he's just like,
And he still wants
but
to
he's
keep
crying, and he's crying hysterically, but he's like, ah! Ah! And he's like, starts to look, and I'm like, just don't. And then he goes to look at his hand, I'm like, don't look at your hand, it's bloody. And then he sees it, and he's like, ah! Goes bananas, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then he's like, this is an accident. I was like, okay, just relax, accident. Just, it's a little bit of blood, let me see. So he just basically, his lip got shoved into his front tooth, which, you know, you play football, basketball, anything, you know, that's going to happen 1,000 times.
It's going to happen 1,000 times.
So, you know, it was one of those things where he just got his lip popped, and I was like, all right,
Yeah.
let's just chill out on the wrestling.
If he actually played basketball, he could actually have just had a mouthpiece on. He'd have been fine.
Yeah, that's true. But the kid was telling us earlier how he's like doing karate and his sister just quit. I'm like, yeah, you got a little too close on that roundhouse, kiddo. And then we went to a beach breakfast on Saturday, which was nice. That you missed.
Even though it's probably not as good as being in Cali anyway, so it's probably like second class. But anyway, go ahead.
It was pretty good. The water was warm. We were playing in the water with the kiddos. So that was cool. Then we went and saw Lightyear with the kids.
Anything on the beach or with water is second class to you. You live in California, okay? Yeah. So hype it up.
I also go to like fucking. I grew up near Venice Beach, so
exactly. Like, so hype it up as much as you want.
That's like when you say like, yeah. I'm also I'm trying to go do stand up in Hollywood. It's like, ooh, Hollywood. It's like, yeah, where people piss where you walk and you have to avoid walking in shit. It's a shithole. But that's kind of the allure that I have, is I love the dark side of Hollywood. You know, but everybody hears Hollywood and it sounds so glamorous. It's like, yeah.
Because that's what they show us, the glitz and the glamour. They don't show us how many people get robbed there every day.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, in the daylight. In the daylight. It's like if you have a fanny pack, it might as well be a bullseye.
Bullseye, you know, because somebody's going to run past and snatch that, buddy.
Not even run past. Unclip it, take it from you, take all the shit out and be like, this is ugly, and throw it on the ground and then just walk away. I don't give a fuck. Oh, man.
Don't worry.
So then we went and had a birthday dinner for my little dude, and that was fun. We had some really good food.
He's a big boy now. Shout out to my guy.
And so, all right. So you know how much I like to eat, especially when I'm on vacation, bro. So guess how many peaches I ate?
Peaches. Were they really like good and juicy?
For hours. I don't know. I had 0. I didn't have one. Not one peach.
Really?
Yeah, there was for the dinner party. Our friend said she was going to make a peach cobbler, and we're like, okay, cool. And that was Friday night, and then she brought over like some delicious ice cream pudding pie or something like that, which I had like a quarter of a pie to myself because it was so good. But it was like, oh, okay. And then Saturday it was like, that's the day before we left. I wasn't about to go to the store again just to get peaches and shit. So I was like,
yeah, see, like
no
avocado in California is the best. Much as people tell you California is the best avocado. I don't care what nobody tells you. They cost the fucking most too. California for some reason, and that's where they're at. But that's where they're at. Like the shipping and
my
moving
wife's
them to
grandmother
other places.
has an avocado tree in her backyard, and they're the most delicious things in the world, and they're like giant.
She's amazing. She's a smart woman. Anybody in Cali who doesn't want to pay those high prices should.
But they're a pain in the ass to upkeep. That's why a lot of people don't have them.
Excuse me.
And they're giant.
And then you go to New Orleans, and their Popeyes is absolutely different from any other Popeyes.
Is it
Like,
really?
Yes, like it's not even close. Your
I thought you
Popeyes
were
taste
gonna say
nothing like New
beignets and
Orleans
gumbo.
Popeyes. Right.
Okay.
So when you go to places, their shit should be the best that they're known for. Virginia ain't known for shit, so we ain't got the best shit. We're known for lovers, and we got the best lovers. Come over here and find out. We'll teach you.
All right.
Georgia's peaches, though, so they should have good peaches. And I want to go to Idaho to see if they got the best potatoes. Like, their fries better taste fucking amazing.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all from there, but yeah, I guess if you get a fresh potato, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I would go to Wisconsin,
Potatoes
but
are
I don't
known
eat
for
cheese.
their longevity,
Ow.
not their freshness. So I don't know if necessarily a fresh potato is different from like a week-old potato. I don't know.
My fries better be crispy. They motherfuckers better be snapping.
That depends on the fry technique, sir.
Well,
I don't know.
whatever.
Well, so then we had to travel home, and I was filling up gas to return our little car that we got. We kept saying that our kids.
How much
were
is
like,
gas in Georgia?
Well, that was the thing. I was getting gas by the price, and I was like, God, this stupid pump's broken, because pumps in Cali, like, everybody goes to the cheap gas stations, and their pumps are cheap, and they break, and sometimes you gotta, like, every $5, you gotta, like, re-ka-chunk it. It's easier just staying there. But, so then I was going off the price instead of the gallons, and I was like, oh, it's only $5 out here, $4.99 to fill up. It's not $7, $6.89, whatever it is, for like Arco.
Gas is $6.89 for Arco.
Yeah, for vegetable oil gas. Aye. So then I was just standing there like a dick because I was like, oh, it's done. All right, never mind. So then we go get on the plane.
Gas. That was funny.
Yeah, so we were flying back out of Jacksonville. So then we got up early, flew out, and I happened to grab Nutter Butters because I love Nutter Butters, and my wife and I have been talking about them recently. And so I got them for snacks while we were at the store because we went to the store after Lightyear just to get stuff for the dinner party, just contribute because we're like, we haven't done anything. We can't do anything because we don't live here. So let's just buy snacks and shit. So I got Nutter Butters. So then we're going on the plane. The kids and my wife are sitting together in a row together, 3. And then I'm sitting on the aisle next to them. We went 2 and 2 on the way there, which was fine. But we just figured maybe 3 and 1 will be easier. And, we can just get up and switch if we want to or whatever. No big deal. But we'll see. So everything went well. The last 45 minutes, the young one, my 3-year-old, was being a little bit tough, but he was just kind of being goofy and loud, which he is. He wasn't really being he's being a pain in the ass, but he wasn't being like mean or yelling or anything. He was just like, laughing hysterically because he's making fart noises, and my wife is like, you have to be quiet, and he's like, like deliriously tired, laughing like an asshole in her face because he can't control it, and that's making her pissed off, which is making him laugh harder. It was funny because I was across the aisle. There's nothing I could do about it, so it was a great thing for me to watch. And it's like, we're on our descent right now. Like, what better show while the DirecTV keeps cutting out than watching my son laugh hysterically and my wife freak out a little bit. But she wasn't freaking out, really. She was just like, God damn it, listen to me, please. But she can't say God damn it, so she's just like, Connor. And he's just laughing hysterically. Oh, it was so much fun. But on the plane ride, I started snacking on a Nutter Butter, and then I got one deep, and I was like, oh, yeah, These have peanuts, you ding dong. They're
Did
shaped like a peanut. You didn't even go low profile, you asshole. You're like, guess what I'm eating? A peanut type dish that's shaped like a peanut. Fuck all of you peanut allergy people. And I was like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. But I did it on the sneak because I realized it while it was in my mouth. The first one, I was like, oh my gosh. So then I just had to, scarf down the other 3 for safety protocols. Can't have that floating around. And I just zipped up the bag and was like, put it in a different pocket, the package. And I was like, oops, don't open that fucking pocket. My bad. I knew the dude next to me was not allergic to shit. He was wearing an Adidas tracksuit, and he was happy about talking to me a little bit. And his wife was sitting in a different row and seat, and he's like, should be good. I passed him his coffee. He's like, you're good people. It was all good. It was all good. So he wasn't scared of nothing, this guy. If you know what I mean.
I was on the plane with a peanut allergy kid. Not even a damn Snickers.
Not even a Snickers. I know, but Snickers people watch out for. Nutter Butters people is like, oh, what the hell? So that was fun. Oh, and then so we land on Sunday, get, laundry and shit done. And then Monday was my son's 9th birthday. So what did we do? We took him and 5 of his friends to Universal Studios Hollywood. That's what we did the day after a week-long vacation.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Don't never stop living. What does that mean?
No.
New day, new adventure.
Dude, I don't know who had more fun, them or me. It was a lot of fun.
Probably you. You know how to have fun. They don't even understand how to have fun yet.
I was trying to teach them. But we had 2 kids that were like, their parents had COVID, but they were quarantined separate from the kids who were testing every day. So we're like, well, we don't want to punish the kids. If they test out and they don't have symptoms, they're still going to baseball practice and stuff. So it's like, everything's fine. But I ended up driving 2 of the kids separately. They wore masks the whole day, and then my wife drove the other 4 kids just to, to be as safe as we possibly could, just to make everybody comfortable and whatever. Because we checked with all the parents. We're like, hey, here's the situation. Here's what we plan on doing if everybody's cool with it. And everybody's like, yep, we're good. And we're like, all right, we're going to Universal. It's outside. We're good.
Universal.
So we go do Universal. And then, so what we did was we were like, there's going to be 8 of us, 6 kids, and they're all 9 and 10, boys. They're just going to be a little rowdy motherfuckers. So we made reservations for a party of 8, so that these people couldn't just be like, oh, sorry, we don't have a table of 8 for an hour. They couldn't reject us. We just walked in. They're like, oh, 6 kids. Haha. All right. And they shoved us all the way in the back. We're like, perfect. So we go out to lunch, which is on City Walk, which is attached to Universal Studios, but not Universal Studios. You can go there without a ticket. Yeah, pay for parking, but that's it. So we take them there. Upon re-entry, this dude that's like his summer job, he's got long orange hair with black roots and painted black fingernails. There's 5 of us in. He's given this 10-year-old the business that he can't see his re-entry stamp, even though my wife has all the tickets in her hand, and they're re-scanning him as everybody's walking through. They're giving this 10-year-old the business. I'm like, well, his arm was wet when, because we came off a part of a ride or whatever when he was wet, and maybe the stamp didn't stick. We have a ticket. Like, what's going on here? So then he had to, like, my wife was like, they won't let him in. So I walk over, I'm like, what's going on? And, like, I'll break this machine. Somebody's getting in right now. Like, it's a child. What are you doing right now? Did you not just see the other 4 children walk in before him? Like, dude. So a girl that's maybe 14 hours older than this kid walks over and is like, I'm like, dude, we have the tickets. I don't know about this stamp. Everybody got the stamp, but maybe his arm was wet. Like, what is going on here? We have tickets for today. What's happening? And she's like, well, do you have pictures of you guys inside the park? I'm like, yeah, actually I do. And I just show him a picture, and it has the kids, but not my wife in it. And I was like, my wife and I were both taking pictures because apparently they couldn't find her stamp either. She's like, okay, you can let him in. I'm like, oh my gosh, re-entry police. Like, what the fuck is happening? I was just about to be like, no, and pick the kid up and be like, just go over the turnstile. Let them chase us. What are they going to do? I have my ticket. Like, I was so furious. They're giving the 10-year-old the business. Come on.
When you can clearly see, like, it's a group of us. You think 4 people got a ticket and 1 didn't? Like, come on.
Ding dong. So then they have a Harry Potter land there, which, whatever. On the way out, they have this thing called butterbeer. It's like a root beer float, kind of. But they have one that's slushy form and one that's just the soda with a foam on top, like a whipped cream. And so I order a few for the kids. If you want slushy, if you want the soda. I'm like, you know what? I'll try one of the sodas. So I get 3 sodas, and, the kids are asking for straws. So I walk up, and I go, hey, can I get 3 straws? And he's like, well, the straws are for the slushies. The butterbeers get butterbeer mustaches. And I'm like, can I get 3 straws? And the problem is, they're wearing them in the aprons, and he doesn't have any straws, but his buddy that's right next to him at the cashier does. And I'm looking at this guy like, if you say no, I'm going to grab straws out of this guy's apron, and he's going to freak the fuck out and not know what's going on. And he's like, yeah, I'll get you the straws. And then he just grabbed the straws and gave them to me. And then the best part was the kids are like, thanks. One of the kids is like, can you drink it without a straw? I'm like, yeah, you asked for it. And they both immediately walk over to the trash can and throw them away. Like, really? What is happening to you? And it was right in front of the guy. We were in the shade right next to where we got these things. He saw it point blank. And I was like, I'm just going to keep drinking out of my straw, my guy. Like, I wanted a straw. I don't want a fucking
just
mustache.
A straw, bro. Like that. Way too much. Like, this dude tried to give me the business for some damn sauce at McDonald's. And the other guy was like, man, if you don't get that damn sweet and sour sauce, like, bro, you motherfuckers better relax. Like, no offense to your job, because I respect people who work a job, but like, bro, just give me the fucking sauce. All the years on this earth, this sauce has been fucking free. And for the last year, y'all want to charge somebody for something? No, I ain't paying you shit. Give me some damn sauce when I need it. I don't often need it, so it don't matter. But when I do ask for it, get that shit up.
Oh, so all of this Universal Studios talk led me to clipping my fingernails for the first time in decades. Did you know that? I haven't clipped like 6 to 10 of my fingernails in probably 30 years. I'm a biter. I usually bite my nails. My mom used to tell me that
your fingernails and your toenails?
No, not my toenails. My toenails I would clip. But I used to bite my toenails, like when I was a kid.
It's kind of nasty.
It was nasty, yeah. Yeah, I was a gross guy. I still am. I'm disgusting. I don't really care. I am who I am. But also, my mom used to tell me that she like read an article or something like that saying that like people who bite their nails, like when they're biting their nails, they're in very deep thought. And then I just like...
I'm usually in deep thought when I'm biting.
Well, yeah, see, it makes sense to a child. And then I realized my mom didn't really read all that much. So I'm like, she probably just said that to make me feel better, which is a nice move as a mom, but... Yeah.
No, technically speaking, I'm usually in deep thought when I'm biting my nails.
And you know what? Guess what? You know how I feel after I clip my nails finally? It sucked. It wasn't even that worth it. So I get it, kids. Bite your nails. I don't give a shit.
Don't listen to this.
Gnaw them down to the nubs, buddy.
Especially not in COVID times. Like,
it builds your immune system.
No, fuck
That's
that.
the reason.
Don't let people sell you that bullshit, kids. Okay, do not let people sell you that bullshit. It does not build your immune system. Don't bite your damn
Really
nails.
does. I think you're wrong. My buddy used to do it so bad where he would bite him down to where there was nothing left. And so his mom
And
used
it
to
was
put
painful.
his mom used to put
I
it
mean,
didn't
I used to
matter.
do that.
Used to put hot sauce on his fingertips and he hated it, and then he would just get used to the hot sauce eventually because he
I was about
couldn't
to say,
stand it.
like, eventually it's just gonna get used to that shit. Or he's gonna wash it off and then bite them. Like, do they think people are this dumb?
What?
Like, do they think kids are just this dumb to not just say go wash his hands to bite his nail? Like, do parents think we're that dumb as kids?
Yeah.
Did that shit really work?
No, because he would just get used to the hot sauce.
Or that?
Yeah, I don't know. Did you know the Colorado Avalanche? Speaking of the NHL Stanley Cup, did you know that the Colorado Avalanche won? They beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. Finally, I guess.
You said, do I know that they won? Yes, I was watching. I was in on your bet, bro. I wanted you to win.
Yeah, they did. I didn't think I had that great of a shot, but I figured if anybody could do it. Colorado was just way more aggressive, and Tampa Bay was not ready for it.
I thought
But
Tampa Bay was
speaking of
gonna
which,
win it all, honestly.
did you? I know you're kind of a recent hockey fan. I don't think you were a fan in the '90s, were you?
Not a fan, but I've seen some stuff.
So there's an E60 called E60 Undisputed ESPN doc that it's like 2 hours long. It's pretty long, but it's based on the Avalanche Lightning rivalry in the '90s, which was sick. It was like it was as gnarly as it gets. Like when you think about, you're like, this didn't happen in professional sports, and they're like, yep, this happened in professional. Like it sounds like, you know.
Yeah, but hockey was different, especially in the 90s because they let you fight. So there were like some dudes that are out there straight gooning shit.
Oh, but dude, it was so bad. Like it's the most famous goalie fight ever. Like the two, Patrick Waugh and oh my gosh, I'm spaced right now. But they skate out like as soon as everybody started fighting, they dropped their shit and they skate out to center ice and just start bashing each other. It's like everybody was in on it, and there was like the rest. There was nothing they could do about it. It was great. It was great, but there was a lot that led up to it. There was a ton of fights in their all their games, so I'm interested to see that. But anywho, I'm also interested. Can you believe freaking Russell Westbrook? Well, I mean, I can't believe it, but he exercised his $47 million option.
You said, can you believe it?
I mean, can you believe that the Lakers have to do that?
They ain't got no choice because it's his option.
I know. He's the worst.
What they get for trading for him? Would you have turned down $47 million? Only reason why James Harden has turned down his $47 million is because it's going to turn it to $180 million.
Yeah.
So it might not be the same average wise, but he's still going to be average about $35 million to play basketball. And they're going to stretch it out over 5 years and turn it into like 150, 160.
And LeBron and Kyrie are staying put.
LeBron ain't going nowhere until like mid-season when they stink.
Yeah, maybe. He might be going to the Knicks. Jalen Brunson's going there.
Probably. Which
I know, probably.
I'm confused on what the fuck is going on with the world that you're clearing cap space to sign Jalen Brunson. Like, that's your big offseason acquisition?
No, they're clearing cap space to sign Zion next year.
They're not getting Zion.
Yes, they
Zion already said he's bringing up his rookie. Most rookies don't not take their rookie deal because that's when you get your money.
He's going to get endorsements that are going to cover the rest.
Well,
dude, he's going to be in New York trading next year. That's what they're doing.
What are the Knicks trading to New Orleans to get Zion? You think Zion is just going to flat out opt out and go to the Knicks?
I think they'll work something out to where he's like, that's where I want to go. At least get something for me.
Okay. Until I said Nah.
I don't know. I see him in orange and blue.
And
Eventually,
you
but
don't
I
even want to
thought
win because the team
eventually
in New
I do
Orleans
see
is
him
better.
there. I thought it would be as soon as next year, but maybe not. I still think
I do see him
I
there
still think
eventually,
he'll.
not
Yeah,
next year.
that's what I'm saying.
But Cam Reddish's name is being thrown around in so much trades that I'm still. If Cam Reddish, if it's not all three of them, I don't see him going there. I only see that happen if they're all three still.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, there's a few things that need to happen, but I think that's the goal for New York. Otherwise, I have no idea what they're doing.
They're
So I'm
signing
kind of
Jalen
giving them
Brunson
the
for
benefit of the
$27
doubt.
million a year.
Who?
Jalen fucking Brunson for $27 million a year. Like, I just can't.
How much do you think John Wall's going to get from the Clippers?
Nothing. He's already got 40 in the bank. They're going to sign him a mid-level exception type of shit.
Yeah.
And if he plays good, he'll get a new $15, $20 million deal. No, I'm saying $20 million a year next year because he's still John Wall. But that's only if he plays well. But it don't matter because he's got 120 from the last 3 years, only playing 40 games.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think the reason why the Knicks are giving up some cap space is for DeAndre Ayton?
They're giving up cap space because they're going to make a contract to Jalen fucking Brunson.
That can't
the 40th
be
best player in the NBA.
But that's not all of it.
That's all the space they're getting. They're going to make $33 million in space to offer him $28 million a year. There's no other. Hell.
This is bananas.
That's it.
All right.
Jalen Brunson is your offseason target. Like, I just can't believe that shit. You think you're getting
So
better?
where's Aiden going? And where's your boy Zach LaVine going?
Aiden's gonna have to be a trade target, and LaVine. See, that's the thing about all these teams. No one really has cap space for you dudes. You know what I mean? So everything else is gonna have to be signed and trade, which is why the Knicks are going through so much to make cap space for one unrestricted free agent. Because Brunson's pretty much an unrestricted free agent, but. Like, there's nobody. That's why all these dudes who are superstars aren't opting out because there's no one to pay you. No one has cap space for real, but Detroit and like a couple other teams that suck, that aren't good. So it's just like, yeah, buddy, they're not gonna do it. So, but I wish them all well. But they'll all be back in their respective teams, except for maybe Bradley Beal. Somebody might pony up to find the money for Bradley Beal because he's that good and he's still really young.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. Because Beal is, dude, he's somebody that gets overlooked a lot, but he could make a huge difference in a team. I want the Lakers to
team that
snag
needs a score. The Lakers don't have nowhere near the money.
I just fucking, a boy can dream that Russell Westbrook wouldn't be on the team.
Well, they'd have bought him out.
Yeah. Speaking of nothing, I'm going to watch UFC 276 this weekend. It's a card I'm looking very much forward to. I haven't been looking forward to a card like this in a while. Not necessarily because there's any like super flashy fights, although if you're an MMA person, they are. But quickly, I like Uriah Hall plus 240. That bet I'm going to take. Ian Gary is 9-0. He's still undefeated. He's at minus 170. So I think I'm going to ride that train. Although Gabe Green is like an up-and-comer that, who knows with this guy. Because he's plus 145. So it seems like it would be a good match. I don't know if that's just because Ian Gary's untested or if it's really, truly evenly matched. I'm kind of not that close.
I got your money winner for the night.
What's that?
Max Holloway. Max Holloway's gonna get you paid, all right?
You think he's gonna finally take out Volkanovski?
Yeah, that's a win for him. If you want some just free money, you just put however much you got in your savings on Adesanya and take whatever you win.
Well, Adesanya's
he
Stylebender's at minus 450 against this guy Jared Cannonier. I don't know how to say this mother chicken's name.
Cornier?
No, yeah. It's like Cannon, but with an O and then IER. Cannonier? I don't know. He's at plus 350, which means there's a good chance he's getting knocked the fuck out. I don't know this Sean Strickland cat, but I like the way that I feel about that.
Who's O'Malley fighting? because you didn't put it on there.
Robbie Lawler is fighting, and he's just a maniac. I think he's going to lose probably because I think he's one of those guys that, like, you know, he's just taken too many hits. So I think he's going to take another too many hits. And
Who's Sean O'Malley fighting?
I don't know. I think I hate this guy, but I also think that he keeps winning. So I'm going to try and figure out. I'm going to watch it and then decide if I like him or not. I'm pretty sure I hate him.
Who?
Sean O'Malley.
Oh, to hell with him. Whoever he's fighting, I'm taking them for
Good.
the money.
And then the geriatric match, Jim Miller is going to wrestle Donald Cerrone to the ground for 15 minutes. They're going to pass out on each other. That's going to be lame. But that's the consequences of getting old and being in the UFC and fighting out your contracts. You know what I'm saying? And Mike, you have some consequences. Did you ever shave?
I ain't fighting out no contract. No, I got fucking sick. Shit,
See?
buddy.
I told everybody that's listening, which it's an astronomical amount for this episode, Mike. Just telling you right now. There's a lot of people listening right now.
Oh,
Mike is a welcher, and this is proof that he doesn't pay up on his bets, except for the ones I forced him to.
I'm going to pay up on every bet.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry. And you'll get a full video. I got fucking COVID. Like, leave me the hell alone.
The backside of your balls.
You and everybody that's listening for this week, fuck yeah.
Yeah, well, those are the consequences. What do you think Deshaun Watson's going to get? As we're recording this, it's like midday, day two. How long do you think? They said they're pushing for a year. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be like 8 weeks.
I mean,
or do
they're
you think
pushing
they're
for
going to
the year,
land
but
on
the
a year?
the NFL at PA is putting back. They might give them half the season. You're going to go 8 weeks.
You know what's hilarious is the Browns are going to
10
be paying
games.
like $60 million plus for quarterbacks, and nobody's going to play. It's going to be like Case Keenum or somebody starting.
Well, no, they won't have to pay Deshaun. So,
Really?
no, yeah. when
Yeah,
he's
well, he
suspended,
got
doesn't get
upfront
paid.
guaranteed money, though. So, I mean, they already
Yeah, I
paid
mean,
him.
Yeah, that money is guaranteed.
But that, I
but,
mean, I'm
like,
saying
his
they're
salary
out
for
of
the
pocket
year-
a lot of money in quarterbacks for this year, and they're not going to have one week one. That's pretty rad.
Shit, if Baker's on the team, he's going to play. To hell what they're talking about. If we pay you $19 million, let your ass not get out there and pay. We
He's
ain't
going to
play
get a
you paid.
hangnail and be like, nope, can't go.
No, they're not.
Can't go.
No, they're not going to pay him.
He's going to go to COVID parties. He's going to be licking toilets in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! That boy's going to have the strongest immune system.
Do you think someone who's on the last year of a rookie deal that has no guaranteed job future is going to fuck around with $20 million?
Maybe. He's that cocky.
Okay. All right. I bet your wife I bet his wife will tell him different.
We'll see.
Go out there and fuck around and mess up this $20 million if you want. Yeah. To hell right.
Fuck around and get slapped like Rick James, bitch.
Like everybody was like, oh, Kyrie might opt out so he can go sign a $6 million deal and play with the Lakers for $6 million.
Yeah, no.
Whoever actually thought that shit was going to happen is out of their baloney mind.
Baloney.
I don't care how mad you can be at somebody.
What's wrong
you ain't
with
gonna be,
baloney?
You ain't going to be $30 million mad at somebody. It
Don't
just
take it out on
doesn't happen.
baloney. It has its own
Baloney is
song.
trash.
What?
Baloney is absolutely trash.
Ew, you're rude. You fucking hoity. I knew you were hoity-toity, you fancy pants motherfucker.
No. After a while, like it comes to a point where you can't eat the pig. Like after bacon, that's it. That's the last level of pig. So
Hot
the
dogs
hot
and
dog,
bologna are delicious.
The bologna, the scrapple.
My
all that
bologna
is just
has
like
a
worse,
first
worse
name.
and worse.
It's OSC.
Leave that shit on the
I
shelf.
mean, come on. I'll shelf you, brother. You know what I shelved? Is I didn't see. Speaking of Watchin, I saw on the plane ride back as one of the options, even though I didn't have headphones, that there's a Showtime documentary called Bitchin', The Sound of and Fury of Rick James. It came out last year. I don't know how I missed this, but it's like an hour and 45 minutes, and I think it's on Showtime. So I'm going to watch that. I'm excited to watch that. So anybody that wants to watch that, I'll try and talk about it next week. Do you like Rick
Yeah,
James?
it's a series. Yeah, I love Rick James. Rick James is funny. It's
Are you
a
gonna watch
series.
it?
I don't know. It's a series on Showtime about the Supremes. I'm gonna watch that. And then there's the show on
Who's in
Netflix
it though?
called.
Is it like a drama
Um,
or what is it?
no, it's supposed to be like. Do
Or
you
like
know
a
who Supreme Boys are?
biopic?
Yeah, it's supposed to be more like a biopic
Mm.
about the Supreme Team.
I'll watch that for sure.
Yeah,
Hopefully it's
and
good.
then
What are you watching these
there's.
days? Are you watching P Valley?
I'm watching that. I just started that. I'm definitely watching P Valley, and then I started this other series on Netflix called like The Web of some shit or the I can't remember.
What's it about?
It's like based on stories on how people were getting over people through the internet or on the web. Oh, this
Oh,
shit
web deception. I've seen something. Then I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not going to watch that. How is it?
no, it's fucking amazing.
It is.
Hell yeah. Bro.
Okay.
Cool.
Is this
It's
better?
wild
Is
because
this
it's
better than
all
the
different
Tinder
episodes.
swindler?
Well, it's all different episodes. The web of make believe.
The web of make believe.
It's all different episodes of how people use the internet to swindle people and shit. Like, no, well, not really swindle people. Like, one episode is about a dude swatting. You know what swatting is, right?
Nope.
Oh, like making the SWAT team go to people's houses or go to like the banks and like.
Nice.
So he was swatting. So he ended up. This part ain't funny, but he ended up swatting to the point where someone ended up got killed over the shit. So he ended up going to jail. Like, and that's just one episode, but it's shit like that. Like, there's stories like that.
There was back in the day, I remember the cops got called because it was about to get out of hand. It was one of those things where two girls were fighting and they kept going back at it like 5 separate times. So it was like, all right, nobody's gonna try and get in there to break that up because there's two like 17-year-old girls that are throwing haymakers and pulling hair. So nobody's getting in that mix of Latina fury. But what happened was they didn't like each other so much, these two girls, that one of them ordered like 5 pizzas to the other person's house, and
we used to do that shit for fun.
And the pizza showed up, but the pizza guy was like, "Nah, somebody's paying for this." And she's like, "I know who it was." And they walk up the street, they're like, denying it, and they just start throwing down pizzas flying everywhere, and it was so. Eventually, it was
who the fuck are this gangster pizza dude just gonna tell somebody, yo?
That's who called the cops. The pizza guy drove. That's what took the cops so long, is the pizza guy drove back to the pizza place and was like, "These girls are not giving me this money, and I don't know what happened." They're like, "Where's the pizza?" They're like, "He's like, so they're like, no, go back and get it." So this kid drives back, and at this point, it's like 15 minutes have gone by.
From you?
There's like 3 fights have gone out. And then he comes back and they start fighting again. He's like, "Fuck this." And he gets out of there again. And then like another 10 minutes goes by, and then it was the cops. And we're like, but everybody was broken up, but a little bloody, and there's pizza and shit. And everybody else is picking pizza up off the street, eating it, watching these chicks fight. So the pizza was getting eaten. We're all having a blast sitting on the front lawns watching these chicks scream and go at it. And there's like, their homegirls are like, kind of half helping separate when it gets too rowdy or when they're tired or whatever. It was hilarious shit.
And these fools let a girl take the pizza from them.
Yeah, we all ended up getting fed. So it was, that was a good time. I forgot about that. You know what else I forgot about that's on Netflix? All That and Keenan and Kel.
You don't ever remember that. Just leave that shit on Netflix, buddy.
What?
Who the fuck you would watch all of that again? Like,
I don't know about again, but I used to watch it as a kid. I wonder if that's like watching like the Mouseketeers for other people. They're like, "Ooh, yeah, don't revisit that."
No, what the fuck is a Mouseketeer?
Hey, Good Burger was a good movie.
It was a funny movie. It wasn't
George Clinton was in that movie, and anything George Clinton backs is okay by me.
Like, people say, "Oh, Soul Plane was funny." It was a
I've never seen
movie.
Soul Plane.
If you want to laugh,
or Snakes on a Plane, for that matter.
if you're looking for a good movie, leave that shit alone. And Snakes on a Plane is a bad movie and it's not funny.
Okay. Are you gonna watch The Man from Toronto? Kevin Hart, Woody Harrelson.
Hell no.
You hate Kevin Hart?
I don't hate Kevin Hart. I don't like. I mean, but when he's not being funny, he don't do shit. Kevin Hart's not one of those actors. Like, leave that shit alone, buddy.
So no acting for
Just
Kevin
be funny.
Hart. Stick to
Just
comedy.
be funny. I mean, you can act being funny.
Well, he's supposed to be the funny part. It's supposed to be like a buddy cop, and he's the funny part. And Woody Harrelson is the badass.
He looked more serious to me, and I'm like, bro, you don't do serious shit. You're like a funny guy.
No, whatever that little miniseries was okay.
And one of the guys in that miniseries were like from my hometown. Like, I wanted to support him. He was decent in it himself, but
yeah, he was actually. He was. I remember that.
Kevin Hart, not so much.
Are you gonna watch The Hidden Lives of Pets? They basically stole.
Hell no.
No, you don't want to see what animals do. You don't like animals anymore.
I love animals. I love my dog, but I don't want the hidden life. I got a camera in my house for my dog. I see the hidden life in person. I know exactly what my dog does all day.
There's something on there called Spiderhead, which is like a Chris Hemsworth movie.
You know, I hate spiders, so I'm never gonna watch that.
No, it's supposed to be like a sci-fi thing where I don't know. It's a weird thing. I've heard reviews of other movies that he stars in and produces on Netflix that are really good, and I've never trusted him, so I might give this one a go. I also saw that The Chi came out with a new season. I've never seen it. Do you think that's a good summer show for me to like catch up on and then watch this new current season?
Yeah, Chi is a great show. That's my shit.
Okay. Because you always watch. Are you going to do The Wire or Billions? Which one?
I might do both.
All right, so start with. So I know you. So just start with The Wire, but start soon. And then if you finish it before summer's over, then go to Billions. You'll be all right. You could do Big Brother and The Wire, and then when those are over, you'll be ready for Billions.
I gotta get Blacklist. Should be coming on Netflix soon. They just had another season.
When is James Spader gonna croak?
I don't know. I mean, I heard this new season that your girl's not on there, so he might be mad.
Who?
The lead actress.
Vanessa Hutchinson? I don't even know who that is.
I know who Vanessa Hutchinson is. That ain't her.
Who is Vanessa Hutchinson?
I don't know who the.
Do I like her?
She's like I don't know if you like her or not. She's like a little Disney acting girl.
Uh-oh. No. Not cool. But then again, so is Miley
I mean, she's
Cyrus.
grown now, bro.
Oh, she is? Well, then, toodaloo.
Vanessa Hutchinson's like a Disney
So is
actor
Britney Spears. What else? Oh, I did watch on Apple Plus. There's a new Maya Rudolph show called Loot. And just before we got on here, I watched the first episode. It's a 30-minute show, which is nice. But it was funny because where they show her office building, the intro to the show is she's married to a billionaire and finds out within the first 10 minutes of the show at her birthday party that her husband's cheating on her. So she gets $87 billion in the settlement. And so she's like, goes to their office of some charity or whatever foundation. And turns out, I'm like, I know that building. It's the Funny or Die building in West Hollywood that the company that I worked for at the time as a general contractor, I was just a laborer at the time, we did that ground up. And I literally did like all the way from the waterproofing by hand, like the stuff underneath the structure, all the way to sweeping the floors when it was done. Like, and then redoing it by myself, like demoing a bathroom and stuff by myself after it was done. And they're like, yeah, we want to redo this thing. I was like, oh, that's why I know this building so well. I built that thing. I helped build that thing. That's one of those things that's never going to go away, is like driving by stuff. And it's like, oh, let me tell you about this time. And everybody in the car is like, shut the fuck up. I just did that to the whole world, honey. So how about that?
There you go.
Oh, well, speaking of how about that, we ran a little bit long today, but it was fun. There was a lot to catch up on, and I'm sure we missed something here or there. But next time I want to see you with tighter underwear.
We'll talk about that next week.
What? What are we talking about? You shaving your
Roe
asshole?
versus Wade. No, Roe versus Wade and the fucking right, the fact that they took all the women's rights away. That's so fucked up out here. But we'll discuss
Yeah,
that another
so
day.
this is going to be coming out on June 30th, which means that the 4th of July is on Monday. And I don't like to get political or anything, but since you brought it up, it's called Independence Day. I'm not going to wear red, white, and blue. I'm going to wear black on Independence Day, July 4th. Because until it feels like everybody is actually free and has fucking independence like we claim they do, I'm not going to fake celebrate a goddamn holiday. I will barbecue for cheaper than usual and have fun with my fucking friends, but until it feels like we're all fucking free, I'm not going to pretend like we are.
But
So,
actually,
thanks a
shout out to
lot.
California because they're going to be doing reparations. They're still going to be doing abortions if a woman wants it, and they're about to start giving out $1,000 for some other shit that they just came up with. That they're like, oh, we owe people $1,000. So shout out to California and their governor. I believe he doing all this shit. Shout out to that guy,
Yeah, you're
whoever he
welcome
is.
for all the weed tax money. They're like, what the fuck are we going to do with this influx of cash? We should start, at least they're fucking doing something good with it. It's like, hey, you're helping people out. And by the way, it's the people that you're going to be giving the money back to anyway that you're fucking selling the weed to.
Dude, yeah.
So, you know what? The circle of life. You still win, government.
There you go, bro. They'll take the money from you and give it right back to you in weed taxes. There you go,
Well, that
buddy.
being said, it still is going to be a party barbecue weekend. So, the Spotify playlist of this week is going to be Iration and Keith Urban. We're going to throw in a little country for you, Mike. I know you've been missing it. You like a little country here and there. And Keith Urban, he used to be a party hard type of a guy. So,
You know that's my style, baby.
his song's a little upbeat. Him and Eric Church. Eric Church slaps shit. He rocks. But Keith Urban is more mainstream. I can handle that.
That's what I'm talking about.
So,
I need
in
to
the
learn how to play
meantime,
guitar. Boing, yoinking, yoing, yoing.
that's who plays guitar in the songs you listen to?
What do you mean?
Boing, chee, boing, boing. You only hear that kind of music in porn. So, if you don't want to listen to Mike's porn soundtrack, you can listen to Iration and Keith Urban. You can go back and listen to any episode of Black Irish Podcast on YouTube or wherever you podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Black Irish Pod. Mike is at Black Irish 213. You can find me at Brendallis7. Now that
Check my
vacation
face
is
card.
over
You can
and
watch
summer
my
has
YouTube.
started and we got a schedule, I'm going to be doing open mics and trying to knock the dust off these jokes and see if I can get that train rolling. Mike
what I
is going
like
to
to
be
hear, my
getting
guy.
better. He's going to start contemplating his fantasy football nightmare.
I'm
And
already doing mock drafts, bro. Like, I'm ready. I'm going to kick ass this year.
yeah, you're going to kiss ass this year. Hey, be sure to do us a favor if you got this far. Give us a share, give us a like, tell somebody about it. Tell somebody your favorite part or be like, hey, these guys were rambling on about this shit. Can you believe that Mike is
There
so
you go, man.
racist
Tell a
and
friend
doesn't
to tell
like
a friend.
peaches? Do something. Yeah. Anytime we
I love
actually
people.
remember to say that, by the way, Mike, like I could see that it definitely helps in the numbers. I just always forget because I'm having too much fun with you. So be
'Cause
sure
you're
to
fucking
come and
high
have
all the
fun
time,
with
Brandon.
us.
Every time we record, you're fucking high.
That's not true.
You're
You're
high,
fucking
you-
high every time we record, you wank
I didn't
dog.
say I wasn't.
All right.
I didn't say I wasn't.
Just saying.
I just said you were.
Hey, don't throw glass stones in houses, motherfucker. All right, so until next
What the fuck
Thursday,
did
until
you
next
say?
week, until next time, I love you, Mike. I love y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in.
You too, my guy.
Take care of
Peace
each
out,
other.
man.
Peace.